What if you just got into a fight with a Range Rover driver? It's like, how do you get into a fight with a Range Rover driver and it's like, how do you fucking like spending 17 miles per gallon? People yell at the window at me, and it doesn't even make any sense. Can you imagine being like that? Just like yelling at somebody driving a car, shit like that. It's like, to even get me to honk my horn, it's like, it's really probably not gonna happen. You're really never even gonna see me yell at someone. Somebody could fucking punch me in the face. I would not yell at them. I don't fucking yell. I think that's like a really, if someone were to say like, oh, what's really interesting about you? So like, I don't really have normal reactions to things. That's not my go-to. My go-to isn't to yell at people and shit like that. I think a lot of people's, that's what it is. Like, say I was babysitting and kids were like super, super, super loud and obnoxious. Like, I wouldn't even yell at them. Like, I just don't yell. I can see clearly now, the rain is gone. I can see all obstacles in my way. I thought of that song yesterday, and that song was just like, oh my god, I bet I know what that is. Like, you really can't do much when you're like discombobulated. And I think, to me, that song had a message of like, you know, ward off storms, like protect yourself from storms. Like, if you see in the old movies and stuff, they like close their shutters and stuff like that. Like, just don't, you know, get with that program, really. Like, I never was really into sad movies or sex movies or love movies. I protected myself from that. And I think the same goes for anything that, you know, sadness and stuff like that. And it's not because you can say, oh, well, I don't want to be a psychopath. It's like, listen to that. I can see clearly now, the rain is gone. I can see all obstacles in my way. Like, you're not even aware of obstacles that are, you know, making you struggle when you're thinking about sad shit or perverted shit or angry shit or whatever it is. And then too, I was thinking about something. I was like, I've talked about this before, but like, I actually started I mean, this sounds so redundant because I don't know if I can put it into words again, but it's more just like, I just literally, I don't even know if it was that I thought the boogeyman was gonna come and like eat me or what, but there was literally from the time I was like in middle school maybe like, I don't even know, 14 or something like that. Like, I always just like minded my own business and shit like that. Like, I didn't feel the need to be popular. I didn't feel the need to run for school president, nothing like that. I didn't feel the need to have a lot of, attention on guys. I didn't go after guys, nothing like that. But then I guess I started hanging out with people that weren't like me, and it became where I didn't even realize, obviously, at that age that I was changing, but like, then I realized I knew this feeling that I've had, and a lot of it too was that I was drinking so much coffee, but I just literally have to, it's like a learned behavior, however you are. Like, I was never this, like, excitable, like, always had to be doing something type of a person. Like, I was the type of person that would literally watch people play video games for, like, hours. I could just do that. Like, I could literally do nothing and be fine. And then all of a sudden it became the opposite. And it was, like, so, I think a lot of people don't understand why it was so difficult for me. It's because I was so on one side of just not really liking a lot of attention or drama or anything like that. Like, oh, it's because you're trying to have a good impression. Like, one time someone made me like take a shit in a public library when I was like, I don't know, in elementary school, thinking like that back then, like, oh, she's gonna be so embarrassed and stuff. It's like, it's not about embarrassment or me trying to control my public image or anything like that. But I'm just starting to realize that, like, I was having such a hard time not doing anything because, like, I hadn't been like that in so fucking long. It was like I didn't know. I was gonna put my title as chain smoking, but that's dirty. Chain smoking is fucking dirty. I was like debating on whether or not to get a hotel. But it's like, I fucking love hotels. I don't know what it is about me, but I really like hotels. I think hotels are so cool. I fucking love hotels. I wonder why that was funny. But no, there was this one time, I'll give an example. Okay, when I was like 20 or 19, somebody hacked onto my fucking Facebook and like put my status as something like how I'm a lesbian with AIDS or something like that. And I guess they thought I was gonna care, like what they thought, this is like the kicker, they thought that what was gonna get me was that, like, my public image, like, oh, the fact that she said that, like, maybe they thought the fact that she would say that about herself, but it was gonna be the fact that she was a lesbian with AIDS. But I think really the person just wanted to say I was a whore, like I had AIDS, like I have sex with everyone, and then didn't want me to catch on to it, so that's when they added lesbian. And so I guess they were trying to send a message to me that like I was a whore, and like they wanted me to expose myself to the world. I was a whore, like I had a problem, like I had AIDS. And then I guess they wanted me to feel embarrassed, like that people thought I had AIDS or people knew I was a whore or something like that. But to be honest with you, what got me, and it wasn't even anger, it was how creeped out I was that somebody would try to be me. Like, that scared me almost. I think actually, like, because these people I've been saying, they don't know who I am. So, like, really what it was like a deep fear. Like, I actually had a deep fucking fear. And it was not even like, oh, it was so creepy, it was eerie. Like, it literally scared me. And because it was like, I didn't care about anything else. It was that somebody took the effort to, like, try to be me, like, in a sense. And so you would think that I knew who I would go yell at them or cuss them out or something like that. And really, I wasn't even going to do that. I just went up to the people that I thought it was, and I, like, politely asked them, like, did you get on my Facebook yesterday? That's literally all that it was. Like, that's all that it was. And they said no, and I just went about my business, like. So, yeah, like, if someone were watching me and being like, oh, you're so fake, this, that, or the other, it's like, no, I'm not. Like, literally, I just gave a great example, like, of how fucking freaked out I was, and that's not even the word for it. And all I did was, I wasn't even going to do anything about it. All I did was, out of respect for them, for putting so much fucking effort into it, whatever, however you want to call it, out of respect for them, I politely fucking asked them if they were the ones that did it. Like, in case they actually want to admit to it. And maybe that would give them more dignity or something. But yeah, like, I'm not, no one really knows me because no one's really like me. So if you're not even closely similar to who I am, then how are you fucking idiots, ever gonna even know anything about who I am? You're fucking not. And or they'd probably be like, oh my god, look, she got like 3 or 4 public intoxes. She's probably so embarrassed about that. No, I'm not. I do not give a fuck what other people fucking think of me. I fucking don't. You're not gonna see me fucking yell or act like a psychopath. And there was like a few times this past year where people got so forward with me. So fucking forward and backwards. And that's the funny thing. Like, how do you be forwards and backwards at the same time? I don't even know if that's possible. And then not only did you do the impossible, but you expect me to, 1, care that you did the impossible, but 2, and then you put me in a position to try to react to it or act with it. Like, since when have I been anointed that responsibility? You know, why am I on that pedestal of yours to where I have to engage with you and be just as backwards and forwards as you are? What is that how you think that's going to be our competitive sport with one another? And who are you to say that that's how I am? That I'm both backwards and forwards? Or yeah, backwards and forwards. How Who said that about me? That I was backwards and forwards? And this shit's fucking creepy. It's not cute. It's something a little kid would do. Everybody is talking about you. Oh, really? Why don't they talk about themselves, though? Why don't they talk about themselves? I mean, you know, instead of engaging in anything, just go count the number of pubes you have. I mean, there's better things to do with your fucking life than try to get me to think of myself as a whore. And I remember too, I had a talk with this girl, and when I was in the AA program, I was like, man, I had sex with so many motherfuckers. I was like, it wasn't right what I did though. That shit wasn't right. I fucking know that shit. That shit wasn't right. That shit was fucking wrong. But it wasn't backwards. Maybe you could say it was forwards. But it wasn't fucking backwards. It just wasn't right. Now, does that make me wrong? I don't know. But it wasn't right. I'll admit to it. All you had to do was have a discussion with me and be my counselor, saying you have sex with too many people. I say, well, it ain't right, and I never said it was. But it might not be wrong, and it might not be backwards, and it might not be forwards, and you can't deal with that. How do you cope with something that you can't fucking deal with, bitch? How the fuck you gonna cope with something you can't fucking deal with? That it ain't backwards, it ain't forwards, it ain't right, and it ain't wrong. Huh? Because that's fucking me. And if you wanted to have a fucking talk with that, maybe I could motherfucking help you, but being backwards and forwards, something that I ain't, to me, ain't helping you. And that ain't what I am. And I ain't gonna be right or wrong about the situation. Nah, that was new. That was fucking new. Like, I fucking still hear shit. I still hear the screams. Don't think I don't hear the screams still. That was new. That wasn't a no-no, that was new. A lot of people don't know how to, like, read anything that's not clear. It wasn't a no-no, it was new. Does anyone agree? Because I am in desperate need of agreement. If there's one thing about me, I need there to be agreement. Of just how new it was. I wish someone would tell me whether or not the cereal I'm eating was giving me this gut. Ooh. Oh, someone wanted to say I'm still with you. I can see all obstacles